Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON AM and FM. It is a foggy, kind of wet Tuesday morning, October 25th in the year 2022. This is Joe Callahan. We'll say good morning to Linda Tebow at the Coffee Ann table. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us.
Nice to be here.
And Dave Richards is here with us as well because Ed Crew could not be here this week. So.
Do I have to get financial?
Well, you already told us. So the prices of gas is going back up.
Yeah.
All right, just like Ed said. So there you go.
He's so smart, that Ed. We miss him.
It certainly is, yeah.
All right, the first segment of the Coffee Ann program is sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal management of investment accounts, and depending on what you're looking for, we can create a portfolio that provides you with current income, invest for growth for the future, and of course, our primary focus, which is managing retirement money from client rollovers of their 401k plan after they leave the workforce. Whatever your goals are, we can put together a program to assist you. And remember, I've been in the business of investing for clients for over 30 years, helping people just like you with their investments. So call me at 765-8880. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM, and I'm so glad that Linda made it in, and she's not all despondent over last night's Patriots loss.
Well, it was pretty sad, pretty ugly, except for Zappy.
Who did okay for a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
And
then he got zapped.
And then he got zapped, I guess.
Yeah, he did.
What's amazing, though, as I'm watching it last night, Zappy and Jones are running the exact same plays. It's not that.
Well,
it's not that they. It's not like they have different plays for the different players, and Zappy is hitting open receivers, so that tells me Mac doesn't see the field quite as well as Zappy because he wasn't throwing it to open players. No. He wasn't throwing it.
No, he wasn't. No.
And when he was intercepted. I'm like,
Well, one of those commentators had said that Zappy sees the field.
Sees it better.
And
it's that's
actually
just
compared him to Brady by seeing the field. Yeah,
and that's a skill. That's not you can't teach that. Yeah. That's just you either can or you can't.
Yeah.
And maybe Mac Jones just doesn't have quite that capability of being able to see everything you need to see and make a decision quickly enough. As opposed to I'm just going to loft it up in the air. Everybody can catch it.
Sure.
Which is kind of what happened.
They did.
As they did. And that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
jump
no.
Ball.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, Dave. You're right. Jump ball, everybody can get it. And there's only one blue shirt and there's 5 white ones. Gee, who's going to come down with it?
Yeah.
And the white shirts came down with it. I'm like, oh.
Blue shirt. That's
man.
the target, right?
Yeah. You threw it to the wrong color team.
I know.
Well, Mac Jones is undoubtedly, from everything that we can see and it's been told to us, a fine human being and a great athlete. However, he didn't have it last night.
No.
And that could happen on any given Monday night. Zappy had it for a while. But, I couldn't help but feel, Joe, that all week long the Bears are saying they're talking about Jones. They're talking about Jones. They're not going to put Jones on the field. So let's practice for Zappy.
Okay.
And so we're ready for Zappy.
And
so Jones comes out there, and okay, fine, yeah, right. But then Jones isn't having a good night, so he's gone. And then he put Zappy in and said, hey, we practiced for this guy, so we know just what to do with him. And
And they got around to it. Yeah.
it seems to me, I know that, some sports pundits like Joe Callahan and stuff were all telling me that the Bears were going to rot.
Say
They're not that good a team.
I said they're not as good.
They're not that good a team, and the rest of that. And so, of course, I take that stuff as gospel, but then I make up my own mind after I see the facts, and the facts are that the Bears ain't a half bad team. And they made some changes, which is what teams do. When you go out on the battlefield, hey, armies do this, right? You go out on the battlefield and you see what's working and what isn't working. You make changes so you can exacerbate your winning things and minimize the things that don't work today.
Well, that's what the Bears did last night, and they called the,
they made the
quarterback
adjustments.
run, and which happened quite a bit,
That's
and
right.
really fooled the Patriots defense, which
Right.
is surprising.
Yeah.
Um,
Although
Yes,
Judon
we
did
usually
a,
fool them with it.
Judon had a good game.
Judon had a good night, though.
Yes.
He did really
But
well.
but their quarterback Fields was just very slippery,
Right.
and it was raining, and they
Yeah.
just sometimes they just couldn't grab that jersey
So
to bring them down.
any night or afternoon, you could win a football game and you could lose a football game. It's just going to happen. And then, of course, all the fans are reading it all into the quarterbacks. It's all the quarterback stuff.
Well,
It
he's the
isn't all
leader.
quarterback
No,
stuff.
not always.
Chicago did its job, made the adjustments, played to win, and did.
So I'm glad the Patriots are playing the Jets on the road next Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Jets are playing very well this year, but it's good because who
They
knows?
can't take another loss.
Who knows who the Patriots are going to start at quarterback? Maybe they go with Jones again. Maybe
It
they don't.
won't
But it all
matter.
depends on the practicing of how things go this week. And then, but it's good that they're on the road, so Belichick won't hear the chanting of the crowd telling him who he should be playing. And so that's good. It's a little more of a neutral field. So we'll see how things shape up. So
Yeah.
the Patriots are 3-4. Yeah, if they drop to 3-5, that's going to be tough to come back from.
Yeah.
Have to come
All right.
back from.
Well, it is.
What a
especially when
euphemism.
the other teams, the Bills and the
Right,
and the
exactly,
Dolphins are
right.
5 and whatever they are.
Now,
so-
of course, now you wouldn't want to be the Bears because now they're going to be playing the Bills next week, and
well, that's a loss for them.
that's
Yeah.
a tough. Well, that's what you said
Yeah.
about New England and the Bears. Look,
Well, the
I
Bills
got-
are better than the
I gotta
Patriots.
say, I gotta
hate
say,
saying.
No,
get
they
a-
are. The Bills are doing
to get
really
away
well.
from sports and the happy stuff here, I noticed that we have on our computer screen over here a fan mail for Joe Callahan
Oh, that's nice.
from Paul Vanas, who's a regular listener, and
Hi, Paul.
says he's really, really, really happy that you're on the air and back as much as you are. And please tell Dave I like him too, but not as much.
He didn't write that
He didn't
part.
write that, did he?
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. All right, we had a note that's been called in, and this kind of goes. I want Linda's take on this because it kind of goes into your area. It's got nothing to do with the Patriots.
North
It's just,
Smithfield?
no, not that kind of area. Technology takes a step backwards with quote people who do not have access unquote to the internet. Applications for personal, certain, and important issues are forced upon them because they can only apply online.
Right.
Yeah.
This turns out to be a big problem for these people. Why don't companies, businesses, and a lot of others involved realize this? Why? Because personnel are lazy and do not want to communicate with people.
Yeah.
This is terrible. So hold on, Dave. So Linda, do you see that over at Aging Well?
Well,
where that people come in and say, "Oh, we can only apply online. We don't know how to do it." Where do we go from here?
Exactly. And a good example of that was in North Smithfield, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
when the Hallowell Review Committee was going to have a survey
Mm-hmm.
on what people
But you
wanted to
adapted
do.
to that?
I did. But you know what it is? I don't think it's intentional. I think they don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
That perhaps maybe some seniors might not have internet access or the know-how to use it if they did or whatever. But we had that happen, and I went before them and I said, can I have a paper survey? And they said, absolutely, we never thought of that.
See,
and
okay.
I think sometimes they don't think about it.
No.
But we saw it. We saw it when we were on lockdown with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So many seniors, they said, oh, we'll do Zoom this and Zoom that.
They have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
right?
or they don't have access to it. They don't
Yeah.
know. But and so it does happen, yes. And as a matter of fact, that's why we ended up with a grant that we signed on to for the people in senior housing in Woonsocket, where they all got tablets. And part of that grant allowed us to have somebody to teach people how to use the tablet.
Well, yeah, that's
and we
important,
had
too.
well, exactly, because okay, here you go. All right, how do I turn it on or whatever?
Yeah, what do you
and
do
so
from
we
here?
had a URI grad student come and teach the people. They made appointments, and so they saw that there was an issue. But you're absolutely right. If people don't have internet access, and many don't,
You're just getting left
either
behind.
they can't afford it,
Yeah.
or they're of an age. I mean, I know about internet and I can do things, but I'm not really as good at it as my
Others?
grandkids
Yeah.
are. But it's a real issue.
But has it always been this way with technology? And people, when you made phone calls way back, you got a hold of the operator and they connected the call for you. But then along comes now you do the self dialing.
Yeah.
And did people adapt quickly to that? I'm just
Well-
as an example.
Well, no, you're right. I remember having the operator connect the call too. By the
Mm-hmm.
way. But, I remember I had a flip phone, and my granddaughter said, "Grammy, you really should have a smartphone." And I said, "Lily, I don't know that I'm smart enough for the smartphone." But I learned. But I think that,
Believe me, you're smarter than a smartphone.
Well, I don't know about that.
Smartphones have to have apps so they can't do a thing.
Right. But, I think there are people that can adapt. We have many seniors that come to the Gosset Art Center, and their children and grandchildren have taught them, and so they're getting pretty good at it. But there's still a bunch that,
Well,
don't.
my mother was always like that.
Yeah.
She wanted a phone, and she could just never quite figure out the whole swipe your finger, and never got it. And I don't know how she didn't break the screen because she was basically punching the phone with her finger as hard as she could. No, that's not how you do it. And she could just, I'm sure others are like that too. They just can't grasp exactly what
Right.
you're supposed to do.
right, yeah,
And,
it's an issue.
It is, and companies like the caller wrote in, they're just going with what's easiest for them. We want your
Well, yeah.
comments and questions.
Yeah.
Send it to us online.
Well, sure, it's easier.
And that's-
yeah.
We
That's
don't want
just
to
it.
deal with people because
Right.
we don't want to deal
Deal
with you.
people.
There you go.
Yeah.
We don't
Don't-
want to
please
deal
don't
with
call
it.
us.
But Joe, this is
Yeah.
a natural human trait that goes back to the answering machine
Okay.
and the PBX board and not having operators and things. Press 1 if you want
in
to speak
English.
to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, why did you call if you didn't want to speak to somebody?
Right.
And all that. So I'm just trying to say that anybody in a service business that doesn't want to deal with people, get out of the business.
Okay.
We don't even have a working answering machine in this entire company. And that's on purpose, folks. I mean, we had one on the news line so that newsmakers could call in and record after hours. When the newsmakers all graduated to sending emails,
Yeah, we don't need
we
it.
got rid of the answering machine.
Yeah.
It's not needed
Yeah.
anymore.
Never had
Yeah.
an answering device on our main telephone lines. If someone's in the building, they answer the phone or they get another job.
All right. And
We're in a service business here.
But a lot of times you call, and I'm sure we've all encountered it, where
Press this one.
not only that, but after you're done pressing and pressing and pressing, then you get, we're experiencing a high volume of calls.
That's
Yes,
right
exactly.
Now. I
What
said,
you
no, you're
really
not.
wanna
You have
do-
less people, is what
Yeah.
you really have.
Leave us a message and we'll call you back when we feel like it.
Yeah.
Some don't even do that. They just say we're experiencing a high volume
Yeah.
of calls.
Goodbye.
No, hang on.
Hang on. And
The good companies,
Yeah.
good. I'll put that in parentheses.
Yeah.
Good. The ones that say, leave us your phone number. We'll call you back. I
Yeah.
like that.
I trust that.
that's-
I
that's
trust
a
that about as
great
far as I can
service.
throw
yeah.
it.
But it works, Dave. It was
Oh,
certain
you think
companies.
so, huh?
I've gotten calls back,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
and the same day,
Yeah.
and it's unique how it
Good
works.
for you, Joe. I don't
Thanks.
trust it.
It's
Remember, I
works.
spent 3 months dealing with Verizon.
I know, but
Yeah.
this isn't I don't think it's a Verizon issue.
No, it's just that they're
But it's-
blazing a trail for inept customer service.
But it's interesting how it works because they say, okay, leave your number, we'll call you back, and then when they call you back, you're like right back in the line, like you called them,
Yeah, exactly.
and someone picks up
Yeah.
usually like within 10 seconds.
No, it's frustrating.
And it is.
And I don't, even if you have knowledge of the technology for internet or whatever, it's still very frustrating. Well, look at during the lockdown and all the people with they were trying to get unemployment. And they had wait times of 2 and 3 hours
Yeah.
trying to get through, you know.
And I'm sure some, they look at some of the bigger stores that will, you can go online and get supplies delivered. And
You don't know when they're coming either, and then it's supplies.
That's right. And they said, "Hey, that's a great idea, but I can't figure out how to order it online, so it will get delivered." So,
Yeah.
And you just can't call Walmart
Right.
and say, "I want this and this and this and this," and bring it to me. They're just not set up for that. It's just it's how we move. Are we moving forward? I'm not sure, but
Progress.
it is progress, right?
Matter of opinion, not a matter of fact.
All right, this segment of the Coffee and Program has been sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. If you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor, or work with an advisor based in Boston, New York, or who knows where. Someone you'll probably never meet. We encourage our clients to come to our office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation to find out how we invest your money, call us, Paul or myself, at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Paul Bourget, chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, is asking for your vote to re-elect him and the current members of the school committee, including Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, and Amy Costa. For the past 2 years, your current school committee has provided experienced leadership and commitment to our students, their parents, and the school administration. They've listened and acted on school issues such as bullying and mask wearing. The school committee approved programs and personnel to address learning loss and social-emotional support. In addition, the school committee provided for a safe and healthy environment for our students. And currently, they're planning for the building and rehabilitation of our schools. Know that your school committee will continue to make sure that our students receive the best education possible. So please, cast your vote for Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, Amy Costa, and Paul Bourget.
Paid for by the Campaign for Paul Bourget.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow. Dave Richards is here as well. And Linda, you got the first graders coming to Aging Well today, huh?
Yes,
How
Harris
cool.
School.
How
Harris
fun
School.
is that, huh?
It's great fun.
And they're going to
yeah.
be in costume, huh?
They're going to be in costume,
Oh,
yes,
that's
yes.
fun.
I was so excited because we haven't had them come because of all the COVID restrictions. And when I called Stephanie Roberts, she's their teacher, I said, yes, we'd love to come. So,
And so what are they going to do?
Well, first of all, she teaches them first graders, by the
Okay,
way, first
yeah.
graders. And so they'll sing for us Halloween songs. They'll do poetry for us,
Wow.
poems. And then the fun begins. We're going to let them trick or treat. We buy candy. That's appropriate without allergies.
No
You
peanuts.
have to be really careful about
I
that.
love Snickers bars.
Well, you have to, you know.
I understand,
You
yeah,
have to.
yeah.
And then we have a special surprise that Patrice Doherty and her daughter Caitlin made sugar cookies that are decorated with Halloween. So they're all getting that. That'll be a nice surprise. And then we actually have like a little costume parade with
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
And if we get a lot of the seniors that show up in costume, they'll.
Join
so
the parade?
what will happen? We'll have the seniors vote for the kids, and
Okay.
the kids will vote for the seniors.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's kind of a nice day. Then they're going to get hot dogs, which they love.
Oh, of course they
For
do.
lunch. They'll have lunch with us. So that'll be a fun day.
All right. So is that today?
That's today. They're
All
coming
right.
down at 10:30.
Good.
Usually they walk down, but
With the fog and all.
I don't know with the fog what they'll do,
Yeah.
but usually they walk down and we know they're coming 'cause they're singing the whole way.
Oh,
And
that's so cute.
It's yeah, it's something that we'll have them for Christmas as
Yeah.
well. They're coming
Oh.
down for Christmas, but
Of course, more cookies and more hot dogs.
and presents.
Presents. There you
yeah.
go.
So it's going to be, yeah. And Stephanie Roberts, we've been working with her for several years now, and she's a great teacher.
That's great.
And she does really well with the kids.
All right.
So it'll be good fun. I'm going to be a cowgirl. Got my Stetson and my
Your hat, very
and
good.
my,
You got a kerchief?
I do.
All right.
I have
There you
mine.
go.
Yeah, I got my jeans and my boots.
Excellent. Now, we did have a note that was called in, 766-1240. Dave brought it up just a little bit before the break, just about speaking of Verizon. This person has not had Channel 12 for 10 days in running, and that's
us
true.
too, yeah.
If you have Verizon Fios, they're in a contract dispute with the owners of Channel 12. It's a bigger company that
Yeah.
owns a bunch of different TV stations
Yeah.
and around Providence and Philadelphia and a few other of the bigger cities. They can't reach an agreement to broadcast the Channel 12 programming. So you just get a white screen with a message to say, sorry,
about that."
we can't show you this right now.
Well, I have a theory
And
about...
each one blames the other side, of
Oh,
course.
yeah. Well, and I really think that we need to be able to deduct that from our monthly
really
bill.
should.
I really should. So I think the next bill I get, we will
not only
deduct
12, but PRI.TV, and there's another. There's like three channels.
There are others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So that,
Fox
what
64. I
Yeah.
think that's another one.
so you know what that means?
What?
The Patriots games.
That's right. Yeah, when the Patriots
The
games are on
Patriots
CBS,
games, they're on. Yeah.
you can't see it
can't.
unless you go.
You have to go somewhere
to
watch
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they go to the Elks or
Yeah,
Gators
or-
Pub or
that's
whatever.
right.
They have to go somewhere to watch it. So it's not a good thing.
That's going to happen this Sunday because
yes.
it's the Patriots against the Jets and
Yep.
the AFC.
Yeah.
CBS has the contract for it.
So Monday night was all right because it was,
on
ESPN.
ESPN. That was okay.
Yeah. But I think that everybody that has Verizon, and tell me what you think, people, or just do it, that we should deduct
Yeah, for the
that from our monthly bills.
and it's going on 10 days. So I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you figure? $2 a day? You
At
know,
least, yeah.
just keep adding it up.
We'll
and then
add
the
it
bill
up,
comes
and-
in and
and
just.
then that
well,
might-
I wasn't given what.
We're paying for those
Yeah.
channels.
And what's funny, I'm in Massachusetts, but I get both the Providence and the Boston station. So, so this doesn't affect me. I just I go to the Boston stations.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting Channel 12.
You're not either.
No.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
think we should all deduct
but I can
it.
still get the CBS stuff because I got another channel to
Yeah,
go
the
to.
channels,
But
yeah.
we, like I said to my wife, I said, "Hey, we're getting less and paying the same. Isn't that great?"
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm
think
so
we should
happy.
I think we should all deduct it. Let's give it a try, people.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, things that are going on. I wanted to bring this up. We had a shooting at a school in St. Louis, and 3 people died, including the shooter. And what's odd about this one, and I hope we get more information, the doors were all locked to get into this school. It was an arts high school, kind of like a Beacon Charter School. And they had 12 security guards at all 12 doors. And the gunman was trying to get in one of the doors, and the security guard called the office. Someone's trying to get in. Call the police, and they did. And then, but then, it's like missing part of the soap opera. It jumps. The story jumps, and now the gunman is in the school. And you look at the news reports, and they even mention it. How the gunman got into the school is not known.
Well, he
So
was
that's the important part.
Right, but
how
was
did he get into the
He
school?
was a former student.
He is
they
a former
said,
student.
so-
He graduated last year, but he doesn't have a key.
No, no.
Did he go in through a window? Did one of the security guards let him in?
Yeah.
That's important,
Right,
I think,
yeah.
and we just don't have that piece of information. And it's you hear about it from survivors, and they come eye to eye with these people, and they go to shoot, and the gun jams. Does it?
yeah.
Do guns jam that easily?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't maneuver these things, so I don't know how easy it is to jam a gun. Or a rifle or whatever you have. But it's still a sad
Very sad.
situation,
very sad.
and no motive yet on
No.
why. Did he know somebody there?
Yeah.
Was he mad at somebody there? I don't know.
Yeah.
The police there when they confronted him, they got into a shootout with him.
Yeah.
And
They responded quickly, though.
they got there
said.
quick,
Yeah.
which is good for the security guard. Called the office, called to get the police
Yeah.
here as soon as possible, and they did. And they got into a shootout with him. But there are these people that they've given up on life. Basically, they want to die. And what's the best way? They don't want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
They don't want to stab themselves. That's really going to hurt.
Yeah.
But they also want 15 minutes of fame. So they want, it's called death by police.
By police, yeah.
And they want to go out in a blaze of glories, and they want to be shot
Yeah.
50 times.
Yeah.
That way it's rather quick and relatively painless, I guess. And they get to be seen as I don't know if they would be seen as a martyr, but and I don't know this person's name, but
Yeah.
maybe in the St. Louis area,
Yeah.
this person is known.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, I mean, the fact that he was a student, though, a prior student,
Yeah.
he has some connection there.
There is a connection. You
Yeah.
at least know some of the teachers. In fact, they aren't saying, but they are saying an adult passed away. A student died,
Yeah.
and an adult, but they're not saying if that was a teacher.
Yeah.
Could have been a teacher, teacher's aide,
Yeah.
someone in the administrative office. They just haven't come out and said
Just
it's
another sad situation.
It is sad.
Yeah.
The other stories that are going on a little closer to home. So they're down there in Central Falls, and they're digging up at a building, and hey, what's that? Now we have to stop. Looks like human remains, and it is.
And it is. Yeah.
Okay, and when that happens, everything just stops, and you call the police. And come on over, and sure enough, it's not a dog. It's
No,
not.
it's a
It's not.
human.
It's a human. And according to Central Falls Police, been there a little while.
Hmm.
So, do they have any? Do they have a lot of missing person cases
you wonder.
in Central Falls? I do wonder. I guess it used to be some kind of lounge. It was called the Sportsman
Right,
Lounge.
yeah.
That was there, and it closed but a while ago.
Yeah.
And so they were looking to turn this into housing.
Yeah.
And now if you're looking for a place to stay, you're gonna want to stay at the place where the skeleton was found.
There you go. There you go.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know. So the dig up all the remains. Let's
Yeah.
get them down to
Get
the
medical
Go to
examiner.
the medical examiner. See if we can identify
Yeah.
who this person was. And do you know anyone that has ever gone into the medical examiner profession? I don't know
No, I
anyone.
don't,
I
no.
wonder what drives people
Yeah.
to go do that job, because that's a tough job,
It is.
and you got to be very smart.
Well, yeah, and I think it's all about forensics and
Yeah.
how the good that they can do. I thought it was interesting when they were talking about the man that was in charge of the contractor person.
Mm-hmm.
They dug a certain level, and then he said, "Well, let's go a little bit deeper," and that's where they found. So
Oh, okay.
whoever
Went down pretty far, huh?
buried, they went far. Yeah, they went
okay.
far. But always something.
And they must have been. I'm just thinking of the contractors. Oh, you know how far this is going to put us behind?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Can
we were on a
you imagine the
schedule.
shock? Can you
that's-
imagine the shock?
that's
of
a
the
shock.
person that's doing the work. He's
It's like,
doing his
what is-
work, and
And you pull up an arm. I know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, jeez.
especially.
Gee, it's Halloween. Maybe
I was
it's
just
not
going to
real.
say that, Joe.
Maybe it's not
Halloween
real.
time. It's like
It looks real enough.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
And some of these Halloween decorations, they look pretty real.
oh, aren't they? Aren't
Some of them
they?
are.
Yeah. We're having an event Friday night. We're having a Halloween dinner dance and
At Aging Well?
At Aging
Aging
Well,
Well,
yeah. It's a dinner dance Friday night, and the Follies are going to be doing a performance.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I needed a costume, so I went into that Spirit place,
Spirit of Halloween.
that place, and you should see. I mean, they have the costumes are. Some of them are so scary.
Oh yeah.
They're so scary. I said, I don't think I can do that. But the place was packed.
Oh, it always is. And even my daughter said, "Oh, I haven't been taking the Spirit of Halloween yet this year." I said,
Yeah.
Well, do you want it? I said, well, because we used to have one in town.
I get it.
Oh,
The
really?
Spirit of Halloween.
Spirit
Yes.
of Halloween.
I said, well,
yeah.
there isn't one in town anymore.
Oh, no?
And she said, no. I said, no, it was taken over by somebody else. And I said, the next one is not close by. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But
no,
the-
I was shocked to see that. huge,
They
huge.
didn't open up here at Park Square?
No, they did.
They
I'm
did.
talking
They're
about
open.
in my
yeah,
town.
No, they're
Oh, okay.
open. That's
Yeah.
where I went, and even like they have one whole section that's all little kids. But
Oh,
even
yeah.
I thought some of that was kind of scary
Scary
for
stuff,
little
too,
kids.
yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I went with something very benign, a little skeleton.
No,
but
there
I
you
mean,
go.
they had the gory.
Oh yeah, it's
Wow.
and they got big tall statues, and they all
Yeah,
move. And
yeah.
I'm like, these have got to be $300 or $400
Oh, they're not cheap.
Yeah,
they're
so I
not
don't know
cheap.
how
Those
people are
little
affording
costumes,
these
and
things.
yeah, it's
just to decorate your house for
yeah.
October.
But have you noticed there's a lot more Halloween decorations out at homes?
Yes, a lot more inflatables this year.
Inflatables and yeah.
Fake spider webs and things
lot
like
of
that.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
people love to do that.
They do.
this year.
They do.
All right, break time once again here on the Coffee and program, and the weather forecast right now being brought to you by the Ad Council.
A 20% chance of drizzle and maybe even a shower during the day today. Not much of a chance, but it still could happen. Areas of fog in the area early. Cloudy skies today with a high of 69 and calm wind. Tonight, there's a 50% chance of a shower, cloudy, overnight low of 59. Wednesday's weather, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some storms could produce some heavy rain. Cloudy skies, high near 66 on Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine and 68. Friday, sunshine and 55. Saturday, sunshine and 58. Sunday, sunshine and 60. And next Monday, a 40% chance of a shower, mostly cloudy with a high of 61.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. Fog is lifted a little, but it looks like it's above the trees right now. And we have 59 degrees. Okay, dads, it's time to do the Cabbage Patch, the Running Man, or something more contemporary. We call it the floss. That's right, dance like a dad with your kids. Learn more at fatherhood.gov. That's not contemporary at all. Sponsored by the Ad Council.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The high cost of living, rising energy costs, safe streets, secure elections. These are the issues facing every Rhode Islander, and they require real leadership and real solutions. My name is John Brian, and as State Representative for District 49, I assure you that I will work to earn your trust each and every day that I serve as your state representative. I'm running as an independent candidate because in this climate of political gridlock and consistent conflict, I think it is truly important to elect candidates that will have an open mind regardless of party or personality. Neither political party has the monopoly on good or bad ideas, holding the city, town, or state back because of a party designation holds us back from the successes that we could otherwise achieve. As a former state representative and vice president of the Woonsocket City Council, I have the experience and knowledge to hit the ground running on day one. I humbly ask you for your vote, and I look forward to serving you as your state representative. Paid for, Friends of John Brian.
Hi, this is Don Brunell inviting you to join us on the Midday Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Super Quiz, great oldies, and interesting guests.
Thanks, Don. And Don will be on this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
In all probability.
With his midday show here on ON Radio. This is Coffee In with Joe Callahan, Dave Richards, and Linda Tebow. Linda, there's a fire in Cumberland last night. They believe a house struck by lightning. You see all
Really?
that lightning last night?
Yes, and the thunder.
Yeah. So Torrey Road, which is kind of sort of near Diamond Hill State Park, off one of the streets over in that general area. They had a little trouble fighting the fire because there's no fire hydrants on that road, so the fire truck can only bring so much water.
Right.
Right.
And they had to
import it.
Had to come in. They called for Rentham, which was kind of up the road actually, and North Attleboro. Please come help and bring water.
Wow.
And they did no injuries, so
that's
that's
good.
good. But
That's good.
and no word on the extent of the damage to the house in Cumberland. But that happened overnight. That there was a fire in that road. So that's what's going on there. And the other news story, because Dave, we did talk about the skeletal remains there in Central Falls.
It's very suspicious because of the history of that piece of land.
Well, it was a bar at one time, right? There wasn't it the Sportsman's Lounge?
Sportsman's
Okay.
Lounge, right, which was seized by the feds. There was illegal activity going on. It was later demolished and stuff like that. And of course, anybody who's watched a bunch of mobster movies has no trouble at all imagining how a body might be buried on that piece of land.
In the cement. But according to Linda, buried pretty far down. They
Well,
They
it
went-
might
they
have
went- they
been
went away.
buried
This
in
was
the
the-
basement, and
Yeah.
then, of course, they filled
on
in
top
later.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you always worry about because we talked about the shooting in St. Louis, people are shooting things up. But now, more stuff you have to worry about because there was a man arrested in Providence. He's using a machete attack on people, and so I'm not up on my machete situations. What constitutes a machete? Does it have to be a certain length?
Must be. I don't know.
After if it over 7 inches, okay, this is a machete, and below that, it's just a knife. I don't know.
Well, Joe,
Yes,
let's go to our machete expert in the field.
and who would that be?
Gary Smith is here.
He's
He
up
should
on
know.
his
Now,
own.
he's a big guy, and he should know a big knife.
He's held. The person was held on $100,000 bond, including a felony assault. This man
I'm sure it
allegedly-
has something to do with the heft and weight of it all, so that it can be used to chop instead of slice.
Well, the machetes used to be used in the jungles and
Right,
everything
and
to
they
cut
would
down
chop.
that. Yeah, so that's
They would
what
not
yeah.
slice.
But have you
don't
noticed?
use a machete for finesse.
No. But have you noticed there's been a lot more stabbings lately too?
Yes.
Well, that's because guns are being outlawed. What would you
Right.
expect?
Yeah.
Gary, what constitutes a machete?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that question.
Gary Smith, everybody.
I happen to collect swords, bayonets,
Oh,
and
okay, perfect.
some machetes. So, 7 inches does not a machete make.
Well, okay, I was hiding.
Not even close.
No, okay.
No.
So much I see. This is how much I don't know about
So
these
there
things.
is no machete that's legal to carry in Rhode Island.
Okay. So what constitutes a machete?
Well, a machete is the original use of a machete was to cut sugar cane. So it has to. You have to be able to swing it without bending over and chop the bottom of the cane. So it's got to be 2 feet long, basically, something like that, give or take.
Okay.
So I was right. It's used to chop as opposed to slice.
I have one from the Spanish-American War that was used by a Rough Rider. It's engraved on the blade,
Wow.
and they used it to just chop their way through the jungle to get to wherever they were going. So,
Are there any laws in Rhode Island or Massachusetts that you're aware of about purchasing these weapons?
any blade over 4 inches is illegal in most states. To
carry.
To carry.
But you have one, you said.
Well, I have many.
Okay.
I thought in Rhode Island it was 2 inches. Might
I
be.
don't think so. It's like 3.5 to 4 is generally the.
But if you're transporting it, are you considered to be carrying it, or do they actually mean on your person?
I mean,
Personal
you
carry.
can have it in your vehicle.
Okay.
It's not illegal, I don't think.
Okay.
Certainly in your home, you can get them through the mail. I mean,
You got to go online, Linda.
I think it's considered a concealed weapon if you carry it on your person.
Is it?
Right.
Okay.
It's hard to conceal a machete though. It's kind of big.
Not if you have long legs.
Machete's kind of big.
So let me ask, Gary. Then, why do you have one? You just
I-
like them?
I started collecting bayonets when I was a teenager,
Really? Okay.
and I have accumulated quite a pile of them. And I'm fascinated by swords and bayonets because it takes you back to a time when combat, war was
Military.
was hand to hand and personal. I mean, you were up front, and I have a feeling that if we had to do that today, there'd be a lot less wars. And so that
Oh, so we should have rules.
well,
Rules for warfare.
so it just fascinates me. That,
Okay.
yeah, it's
How they're
one-
made and how they were used.
It's one
and-
thing to be in the military and press a button and kill 100 people. It's a whole other thing to go after somebody
One at a time.
one at a time, and he's coming after you with the same thing. So
Yeah. How do you defend yourself?
it's pretty intense.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the information.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate that. Now, in terms of people being attacked, basically, this happened in Providence, not with a machete this time, Linda, but a person on the east side over by Brown University says she was shot with a BB gun. Let's see. Go Local Prov says a woman, she was walking on Power Street in Providence around 12:30 yesterday morning. Oh, I thought it said yesterday afternoon, so it's after midnight. When someone opened fire from a small white sedan. She said she was struck in the head with one BB. The car then sped off towards South Main Street in that area of Providence. So,
BB gun isn't going to kill you. Unless you get it in the eye, it's not going to do any real significant damage.
it's gonna hurt.
It's smart.
It's going to hurt, especially
smart.
getting hit in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That used to be a Christmas present.
BB guns?
My brother had one. All the boys his age had one.
I was not allowed to have a BB gun. When I was 12, I got a 22
Got a real gun.
because my
Yeah.
parents felt like a BB gun you're going to think is too safe
toy.
to play around with, and you're going to do things with it that you probably shouldn't do. But a 22, you got to respect more.
Interesting. It probably worked.
I was like 30 before I got my first BB gun. I love my BB guns.
But it's funny, we talk about, Dave mentioned it today. Today's October 25th. It's 2 months to Christmas time. And the BB gun from the movie A Christmas Story,
That's
the
right.
Red Ryder BB guns,
Yeah.
are in the stores
Yeah.
right now.
But that, as I said, that used to be a big
Big
Christmas
thing.
present for
Okay.
boys when I was a kid.
Who wants to take a guess at how much the Red Ryder BB guns cost? If you were to walk into like a Walmart or a Bass Pro Shop.
It used to be $19.
Okay.
Yeah, they were-
Higher.
I would guess around 60,
Too high. Linda?
50,
$30.
30.
30 bucks.
Yeah. Still expensive. And that's just the
Plastic,
gun. That's
plastic.
yeah, but the pump but then it makes you wonder how much the BBs cost for these things as well.
Yeah, BBs don't cost that much.
Not too bad.
Well, they have to be alloys now. They wouldn't allow you to have lead BBs like
Well,
we
no.
had.
Oh, they haven't been
Because-
lead for ages.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, I know
Can't
you
even buy good airplane glue.
Did you
anymore.
have one? Did you have a BB gun?
I was
No,
gonna say.
no. I went to regular.
He went to
a
right to
22
regular
because
guns.
my ancestors were outdoors people, and they
yeah.
taught me the strict stuff. They weren't going to give me a toy.
Well, right. Well, I
They're
remember
trying to tell me
yeah.
how serious owning a
Yeah.
gun and using
Yeah.
a gun was.
Right.
So they wouldn't give me something that I could use for recreation.
Yeah, right. Well, I remember that
Dave and I are the same age.
a lot of the boys had BB guns. I'm older than all of you, but like my own
actually older
son,
than
my
Gary.
own son had a shotgun because they did trap. Dave did trap shooting,
Yeah.
and so my son got a gun, a shotgun, so that he could start doing trap shooting as well.
He
I
wouldn't
think.
like growing up
He
with
was
my
11 or
ancestors.
12 years old. Yeah.
There's no fun to this. You want to eat, sometimes you got to go out,
Right.
and that's it. And I was taught subsistence when I was younger, and it was a very serious business. If I ever raised that muzzle at anything I wasn't going to eat that night, boy, I got a licking.
There you go.
Same thing with you, Gary? Were you taught that as well?
My family Thanksgiving dinner was loaded with game
Buckshot.
that my brother had gone out and shot.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I don't like killing animals. I
Right.
never did.
And that's why I don't own guns anymore.
when I was a kid, I killed I can remember 3 kills. One was I was a little kid with a bow and arrow, and I shot at a chickadee. I didn't expect to hit the darn thing, but I ended up. It was horrifying to me what happened. I had shot
animal,
it,
yeah.
hit it in the neck, and it pinned it to a tree.
Wow.
And it was horrifying to see this poor little bird. I never expected to hit the darn thing.
Especially where you did.
And then one time I was, I used to take my .22 and go down to the river in back of our house, throw a log in the river, and then then shoot at it. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
And on the way back one time, I saw there was a pheasant in the back of our barn in a pasture, and I couldn't help myself. I mean, it was a beautiful, cock pheasant. I shot it clean through the neck, and I brought it up to my mother, and I said, "Here, Mom,
Dinner.
dinner, clean it and cook it."
And she said,
She said, "Where'd you get that?" "Behind the barn. It's a pheasant." "That's not a pheasant, it's a sitting duck. I've been feeding that thing for months." "You clean it."
you killed her pet.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's funny. All right, we're going to take another break here on the Coffee and program. More coming up.
another one.
Stay tuned.
In Congress, David Cicilline is delivering for Rhode Island. As global events raise prices everywhere, including here at home, Cicilline is cutting costs for Rhode Islanders. He battled the pharmaceutical companies and lowered prescription drug prices for seniors. David took on the big corporations for price gouging and brought historic investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, and clean energy to create jobs, improve the supply of goods, and help reduce costs for consumers. Visit Cicilline.com and make your plan to vote on or before Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. David Cicilline, delivering for Rhode Island.
I'm David Cicilline, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Cicilline Committee.
When you visit the Menard Locature Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their two beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Locature Funeral Homes.
Do you want to learn and have fun? Our students do this every day at the Woonsocket Regional Career and Technical Center, where we put our students first. Our students are prepared for the real world, gain hands-on experiences, earn college credit, and graduate with industry-level credentials. But most importantly, our students choose to be here. Experience the reasons why over 700 students choose to join our Career Center family, where they are surrounded by caring instructors and staff that support them through their high school career. Come, be part of the best student body around. Join us for our annual open house on Thursday, November 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Regional Career Center located at 400 Aylesworth Avenue in Woonsocket. Students in grades 7 through 10 can apply for any of our programs, including automotive technology, biotechnology, biomedical, child studies and human services, computer science, game design and P-Tech, home building, pre-engineering, construction technology, culinary arts and AMP, baking, digital media, film studies, graphic design, printing, and the visual arts, health careers, or travel, tourism, and hospitality. Again, our open house is on Thursday, November 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Woonsocket Regional Career and Technical Facility, 400 Aylesworth Avenue, Woonsocket. For more information, find us on the web by searching WACTC Woonsocket or call us at 767-4660. Come join our family at the Woonsocket Regional Career and Technical Center, where learning and fun meet daily.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
It is Coffee In here on ONAM and FM. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Gary Smith, and Linda Tebow. And this story just made the breaking news. Robert F. Kennedy's grandson, his name is Connor Kennedy, secretly volunteered and enlisted with Ukraine's International Legion, and he went and fought for Ukraine.
Good for him.
Yeah.
For him.
He just revealed his true identity to one person while he was in Ukraine. Says he was only there for a small period of time. Kennedy says he liked being a soldier, and that while it was scary, it also is a simple life where the rewards for courage are substantial.
Wow.
So he just kept that all under the radar, and I'm going to go help him out.
Was he a soldier
But he had to
before
tell
then?
one person so that they could verify he did it.
Yeah.
Does it say
Was he a soldier in the U.S. before going there? It doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Just said, no, but I'm just going to
Taking a page from JFK's book.
ask not.
No,
No?
PT 109.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
All right. Other things going on in the wacky world that we live in here. Let's see. The headline says Grandma traffics meth while the kids are in the back seat. Now, what does that give you as a general picture?
Grandmas aren't as old as they used to be.
That's right, and that's what I'm getting at. You think grandma, you think the woman's 80 in the back seat
Right.
dealing meth. No, the woman's 52. So
We had a grandma in our family at 35.
yeah, it happens.
Big family.
But yeah, authorities say 52. This happened in Athens, Georgia, by the way. 52-year-old Kimberly Garcia admits she was selling drugs at the airport mini mart while her 2-year-old grandchild was in the backseat of the car.
And where else would you put the kid? In the front seat?
Well, no, you gotta have them in the back seat, in their car seat. You gotta be safety first, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just shaming. That's not even part of the report. It probably is. I don't know. That's, you gotta make a story that's pretty dull.
Yeah, you gotta try to liven
You
it up
gotta
a little.
liven
Say,
it up,
oh,
or it doesn't get under the wire.
You know, you say, "Oh, Grandma here is dealing meth," and you think like the
Yeah.
little old lady from the Bugs Bunny cartoons, So they're dealing meth.
funkiest worm in the world.
That's right. So you always got to look beyond the headlines. So for some reason, a new movie came out on Netflix, and it's all about Jeffrey Dahmer and the killings that he did, and
It's
and
called
like that.
Dahmer, isn't it?
Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Yeah.
So, but it's doing very well in the respects that people are watching it.
I could never watch that.
So-
Why?
Why?
Why
'Cause
would you
there's
want to?
there's a morbid curiosity of how,
I
of
could
how he
never
can do
ever
it.
watch anything like
But
that.
now the
Give him
warnings are
some more
going
glory.
out. Yeah, the warnings are going out because Halloween is coming, and they're worried people are going to dress up like him as a Halloween costume. Did you see that at Spirit of Halloween?
I didn't see that. I
No.
saw Chucky.
Well, I don't understand the
Chucky.
objection to that, considering
Yeah.
everything else that's out there.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
As long as they don't act like him and carry the machete around.
No, but it glorifies him. It
glorifies him,
glorifies
yeah.
him. Yeah.
The pleas are on social media saying dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer could be traumatizing for the families of his 17 victims. The movie, by the way, is Netflix's second most watched show of all time.
Wow.
That's how popular it is.
Well, Netflix has been suffering, so they needed the boost.
No question.
Are they really suffering?
I believe
gosh.
Netflix big time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're going through such a transition. It's more people steal Netflix than pay for it. That's a problem when you're a publicly traded company.
Well, yeah, that's an issue. Huh?
I have a,
And let me just clarify. That's an issue when you're a publicly traded company if people know it.
Mm-hmm.
And more people are knowing it.
Okay. Now I have Netflix, but my son just set it up, and I don't pay a thing for it. He pays something. I just don't know how much. And he's like, here. He put it on my TV, and here it is, and it just works. No, okay, great.
That's how
Thanks.
Napster started, right?
I get Netflix and
Hey, Grandma, I'll get you that
and
song from
Amazon
Benny Goodman.
Prime. Amazon Prime is so much better than Netflix.
You think so?
But they, I think you pay the same for both of them. I don't think you pay.
But I look at it. I also have Amazon Prime, and I'm like, I don't see them changing over your selection of movies.
You're not using it to its full capability.
I guess not.
I just figured out how to do that.
Is that well? How do you do that? What do you? What
That'll
am,
be
what
a
am I not
discussion for
doing?
another show.
No,
So-
okay, it's going to go on and on.
I'll
and
tell
on.
you after.
All right, because I need the secrets. All right, with Halloween coming up, do you know what you're supposed to do or what you can do when you're all done with your creative pumpkins?
When you're done with them,
Yeah, when they start to fall apart, and you
throw
know
them in the woods.
you know what you can do it kind of. You can actually you can give them to a farmer who will use them to feed their pigs. They'll eat them.
Sure.
Farmers for Pigs is actually a website which encourages people to donate the pumpkins to farms and make sure they do not go to waste. So don't just throw them in the woods, although other animals will eat
Other
them.
animals will eat them.
By the time you're ready to throw them away, they're not much good.
Well, the pigs will like it, don't you think?
Maybe.
If you want to check it out, it is pumpkinsforpigs.com online. It's based out of it's in Kentucky, so I'm sure there's locally more pig farms that are a little closer than Kentucky. You don't have to send yours down there. So we'll have to see. And I guess this is a good thing. Operators of GQT movies at Pittsburgh Mills are now offering sensory-friendly screenings. Some people can't handle the bright lights that come off the screen. They can't handle the very loud explosions and things like that. So what they do is, one, they turn the volume down.
Please, thank you.
And they keep the lights in the theater up. So the lights coming off the screen are not as bright, especially if they're flashing.
The last movie I saw was Beetlejuice. And I walked out because it was so loud. It was just uncomfortable. And I asked the manager to turn it down. He says, "No, we can't do that."
They can do it. They refuse to do it. You can turn
I
the
assure you, as a
sound down.
projectionist, it could be done.
Yeah.
No. I think that they're mandated to keep a certain
level.
Yeah. And you know, Joe, I've heard of this before, especially with children that might be on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
That really loud noises and are difficult for them to go to a movie.
Okay.
So I know that some of the places have taken care of that so that kids can go to the movies. Even, the Disney movies and everything, not the scary ones.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, all of the movies.
So the COO of this company, GQT Movies, Matt McSparron, says the company's gotten requests from guests to offer an inclusive experience. And so they said, hey, we might be able to sell more tickets if we do it like this. And so this is a good thing. And tickets are not bad. $5 to see it.
Wow.
$5 each with additional information available by searching gqtmovies.com. So that's not bad. I can't remember ever going to a movie and me thinking it was too loud.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
Really?
Horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm with him.
The
We
movies
could
are
be
too loud?
twins.
The movie theaters are too loud?
Seriously, we haven't been to a movie theater in a... The last time we went to a movie theater, it was in Montreal because we had nothing to do and we'd already had supper.
Was the movie too loud?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Linda,
I haven't been to a
agree?
movie, and I can't remember the last time I went to a movie.
Wow.
I was also irritated at that very same movie in Beetlejuice because a brownie troupe came in and sat in front of me, all with their little wax bags full of snacks, and it was crinkle, 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 crinkle throughout the whole movie. I mean, it was just the whole experience was so dreadful. I never went back to a movie theater.
Wow. Okay.
And you know why I don't go to concerts.
It's the marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get that at the movie theater. At least I don't think so.
You wouldn't think you'd have gotten it at a Sha Na Na concert in Pawtucket.
Oh, you'll get it at every concert.
First
that was the last
concert I
time
ever saw. Beach Boys and Sha Na Na. Sha Na Na opened for the Beach Boys.
Denise and I are up in the cheap seats, and that's where
Still.
all the smoke
Well, yeah,
wafted.
yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I've never. My problem with concerts is annoying people, not with smoke of any sort. I've never had that experience. I would not tolerate that.
Last movie I saw in the theater, by the way, was Bohemian Rhapsody, and I wanted it loud because of the music. So I actually enjoyed that. But I also remember as a kid going to the theater down in Smithfield, actually, to see Young Frankenstein. A very funny movie.
There's no need for that to be loud.
That was not loud. However, the theater next to us, and I don't know why I remember this, the theater next to us, hello, was showing the movie.
Yvonne calling.
Was showing the movie Black Sunday. Does anyone remember the movie Black Sunday?
Black Stadium.
Yes, it's Black Sunday is about someone has commandeered the Goodyear blimp, and is going to attack the crowd at the Super Bowl. But I could hear the crowd at the football game cheering through the walls, coming into our theater while I was watching Young Frankenstein. And then you could hear screaming because the shooting stopped happening. Now everyone's screaming. But I could hear that, so I said, "Boy, it's really loud in the other theater." But
I want to go back to Netflix for a moment. Do you mind?
Okay, we can go back.
Since you watch it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed? And I'm not. This is not a commentary on LBGQT, whatever they are.
All right.
Lifestyles.
Plus.
Lifestyles. But it's almost impossible to find. I mean, we watch mostly detective shows. My wife does, and I go along for the ride. it's almost impossible to see a heterosexual couple of the same race together
in a movie.
They mix them up. They're either same sex couples, or they're black and white couples, or whatever. And which all well and good,
It's the same
except the proportion is
out of whack.
It's almost like 90% instead of maybe the 10% it really is in real life.
But you got to understand, Gary, that's like, why do you use xylophone in Scrabble so frequently? Because you get more points for the X. So, when you're trying to score points and make sure that you're covering all the social bases.
I don't understand why they think they're scoring points.
Then you don't know how to produce a movie.
It's a minority community. And why are you trying to make more points with the minority community than with the majority community?
I just
the minority's loud.
Face. Is anybody watching Linda's face over here? She's bursting with something to say.
Nothing. You want to keep quiet on all this? You want to keep quiet on all this?
But she's too wise to say it.
But the minority group is the one that's loudest, and so we try to appease them.
Silent, the verbal minority.
So the majority is not as loud. So we don't need people protesting our movie.
I just have one comment about that.
Okay,
stop it.
I've also, but not only Netflix, it's television shows.
No, because I watch. I watch Prime for reasons, just because they have more variety, and I don't see it there. It's Netflix.
No, but I see it on network television.
Yeah, you see it on network TV too.
If you pay attention to
the
commercials,
a
lot more same-sex couples.
Yeah.
Selling bread.
Definitely.
The pendulum has swung.
Yeah, you're right. All right, we've come.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
That's right, Jerry. All right, we come to the end of the program, and we thank you very much for listening. Dave Richards, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in, Joe.
All right, thank you, Gary. Thanks for popping in and giving us your 2 cents. And 3 cents.
I know you changed.
All right, perfect. And Linda, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe
She's
Callahan.
So bursting with something to say, but the time
doesn't
is
want to
all
say
done.
Have a great day. Gary Smith will be coming back in about a half an hour with Do You Remember here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
A construction company working